Right,
spiders,
please
old
don't think
buildings.
that this has got pox. It hasn't. It was just in an ice bucket.
And it's old. Well, it's not really old, but it's...
No, it's really not old. 2019, Chateau Briatte Sauternes. Now,
Have you ever had Sauternes?
you have.
I know, but I was speaking to that. See, looking directly
Oh,
at the
yeah.
camera. Sauternes is fabulous.
Sauternes is fabulous.
You introduced me to Sauternes.
I did with Gorgonzola.
With
or
Gorgonzola.
Roquefort, one
No,
of the
it
other.
was Gorgonzola. And wow, is that a pairing?
Yeah, it really
Love
is.
it.
You want cheese. You want
stinky something.
You want stinky something. You want fatty things. So you want things like pate, or the one that is
Pork belly.
politically incorrect, pork belly. Actually, you know what's really good? Chicken, roast chicken. You wouldn't think it. Yeah. So basically, if you roast a chicken and basically in the pan, so put it on a rack, or put it on a, carrots and onions and all that sort of stuff, lemons, that sort of thing.
Chicken. Great.
Yeah, but put Sauternes in the pan.
Oh, see,
and
for
then
the
baste
flavor,
it.
I could see for the flavor.
But then
if you're-
drinking it with it as well
Well,
works.
then you have the flavor in it already.
Mm.
See, that's where I was losing you.
Yeah.
But if you're not basting your meat with Sauternes, then pork belly,
Who doesn't?
maybe a prime rib,
Pork belly would work.
maybe a prime rib.
rib.
If you got the fatty bits of it.
I mean, basically fat. It's good with me.
Peter, we have to know this. You're not fat.
We know differently. Anyway, I also want to apologize. I smell a bonfire. I have showered 3 times since the event I did last night, and I still smell a bonfire.
That's fine. That's a great smell. Not
Maybe-
that I was
maybe I
smelling
need to
it.
get my
I've been
pressure
focusing
washer
on
out,
the wine. But Sauternes is lovely. Eat it, drink it while you're eating cheese or
Yes.
something fatty.
Also,
It
some
is-
nice desserts as well.
True, but certain desserts. Not all
You-
desserts.
you
Like
need-
a
think
hefty chocolate cake or
Baked
like a,
or baked, sort of almondy things. Baked,
'cause
almondy,
they'll bring out
cakey
that
type
same-
pie
because
things.
they'll bring out that same flavor profile.
Yeah.
But do not be scared when you pour the Sauternes into the glass.
No,
Just roll with it because this is a stinky wine
it is
in
stinky.
the best way, like stinky in a good way.
Yeah, you're getting that sort of funk that you will get from the botrytis, which is the rot that affects the grapes, which dehydrates them, increases the sugar content, and therefore you get residual sugar in the wine when it ferments. But
It's
there's
like
honey.
it's honey, but then it's like rotten lemons.
Yes. Sort of
Sounds good.
almost when you get a lemon and it dries.
Yeah.
It's not dried, but it's drying.
Or what's those, the preserved lemons?
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah.
In the
yeah,
can?
Yeah.
Jar, whatever you call it.
Jar. Plastic tub. It's also got this nice sort of vegetal-y characteristic to it. That will come from the Sauvignon Blanc that's in this. That sort of green, grassy sort of.
Yeah,
Well, it's
and
not
you do
grassy.
get
It's
a bit of-
mulchy.
You get a bit of. Have you ever been to a grocery store where you do your own? It's not already in plastic, like when you pick nuts out. If you run the scoop, this is such a pull. If you run the scoop through the cashew nuts, it emits scent.
You had a very strange childhood.
No, I buy cashews like this now. And they're always really salty on top. So I like brush those ones to the side. And it has this scent that's like a waft of nut, of cashew nut, which is not an especially stinky nut. You know, peanuts have that intense smell. Cashews have a baby smell. I'm losing you.
I'm just going with it. I'm just embracing
That's
the
smell.
insanity.
It's cashew nuts in the air.
Right.
It's not like hold it to your nose cashew nuts or eat a cashew nut. It's the waft of cashew nuts.
I don't think anyone said the word cashew nuts that many times in one sentence before.
We were just talking about it with
We were with the previous wine, but
so that's why it was in my head, but I think it has that like light touch waft
of what?
of cashew nuts.
Excellent.
But not intensity.
Of cashew nut. I'm just gonna get you a cashew nut costume.
I would dance around as a cashew nut for you. And for these videos, really.
Oh God.
Anyway.
You know I'm gonna find one and hold you to that.
You are
Anyway, the bottom
on
line
palate.
is this. Yes, yeah, we've got to talk about that. Good acidity, quite.
It's not as stinky on the palate.
And it's also not that overly sweet. There is a sweetness to it. There is residual sugar to it, but it's not overly sweet.
It's more like a dry port sweet.
Yeah. Yes, it is. In fact, it's probably even a bit
not
drier.
The raisiny,
Yeah.
not the datey, not any of that, but just that level of sugar that you get from a nice dry port.
Yeah. I'd say it's
think
actually
that's where it
maybe
is.
a little drier than that.
Probably.
You-
Extra dry. It's like an extra dry port.
You get pencils as well. Pencil shavings on the back end. Do you not get that? Or it's still cashew nuts?
No, it goes sweeter. It's more like figgy. Or like essence
Date.
of date.
There you go. So very dry dates. It's good.
It is good.
Get
I
yourself-
love drinking Sauternes.
Get yourself some Roquefort. Get yourself a half bottle of this. They're about 16 quid. And just
pretty good.
have the greatest Saturday
should do-
afternoon you can have.
We should do cheese and bread on this for lunch.
We'll do cheese and bread in this for lunch. Yeah, we will.
Yeah, enjoy.
Get this, it's brilliant. It's also made by a really nice man. He's surrounded by all the great and the good of Sauternes, and he's making wine in a a stone barn. It's so cool. He's so lovely. Doesn't speak much English. I don't speak French. Next time I'm going to have to take you. And it's just brilliant. Just buy some and enjoy it.
Cheers.